Right now at 5, floodwaters close boat launches and trails throughout the region.
And the road to Grandad Bluff is closed again for maintenance.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. No one was injured in a house explosion Sunday morning.
Multiple fire departments were called to a house fire near Lansing, Iowa, Sunday, and we have since confirmed the structure is a total loss. In a Facebook post, Chief Stephen Darling of the Lansing Rural Fire Protection District confirmed there are no injuries. He says his district will be working with the state fire marshal as they conduct the investigation.
Bliss Road is once again closed for maintenance. The City of La Crosse Street Department says the road will be closed to all traffic until Tuesday, July 2nd at 3 p.m. Crews will be conducting road repairs and maintenance. The closure could be extended if weather delays impede repairs.
Heavy rain is causing flooding to affect the area. The City of La Crosse says high waters have closed its boat launch facilities until further notice. The Grand Crossing, Willow, Cottonwood, and Vietnam Veterans Trails in the La Crosse marshlands are also affected. On the Vernon-La Crosse County line, County Road GI is closed up to Hunters Point Landing due to flooding, as is a portion of Black Hawk County Park over in DeSoto.
Well, a pretty overcast start to the week, and we do have some potential storms coming our way this evening, Greg.
We got a few round of storms maybe for this evening, but then it's overnight that we're watching pretty much a damaging line that could come through later. But we also got the flooding threat with that line too, but I think damaging wind is the bigger problem. Right now we do have a flash flood watch out. All the little other areas, those are your flood warnings in your rivers, but the background is the flood watch tonight because of those line of storms coming through, but not so much this evening. Maybe a shower for will clear. We'll start seeing increasing clouds, and then the chances start coming up after 10 p.m. and that's when it gets a little bit more interesting for them. Otherwise, we might see a shower storm, and I'll show you on radar what I mean for this evening for La Crosse. Not really expected to be severe. The severe stuff will be later on if it happens to touch it. Right there's a special weather statement for a storm that's near Rochester heading west. It's had some pea-sized hail, maybe some gusty winds. It should probably weaken as it pushes east, but it might get close enough to La Crosse overall as it approaches western areas, and that's just the line as it pushes east. That's really not the action we're actually expecting later on. That is actually should weaken, but later on to the north in Minnesota, especially north of Minneapolis, is where a line will begin to develop, and that's the one that we're going to be monitoring later on for the severe storms tonight. Won't last all night, but then we have maybe some isolated showers tomorrow in much cooler conditions on Wednesday. So that's the good news, but we will be watching tonight for those damaging winds.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
Today marks 2 years since the Supreme Court issued its decision in the Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization case.
Yeah, the decision effectively overturned the previous Supreme Court Roe versus Wade decision, sending the issue of abortion rights back to the states.
Nicole Skanga has more details from the Supreme Court.
Abortion rights advocates protested outside the Supreme Court to mark 2 years since the conservative majority overturned Roe versus Wade.
Why are you here today, Jane? I'm here because I'm tired of my rights being stripped away from me, and I am angry.
Anti-abortion rights demonstrators were also on hand, saying the Dobbs decision protects life. The justices' 6-3 ruling took away the federal right to an abortion, overturning nearly 50 years of precedents.
I want to thank the 6 Supreme Court justices.
On the campaign trail this weekend, former President Trump took credit for appointing 3 of those conservative justices.
We've gotten abortion out of the federal government and back to the states.
A new CBS News poll shows around 2/3 of Americans are concerned that pregnant women are more at risk in states where abortion is mostly illegal. Riley Foster is from Indiana, one of the 21 states that have enacted restrictive abortion laws in the wake of the Dobbs decision.
I feel alienated from my state, and I see it as a fight for women's independence and their autonomy.
Foster was on hand to hear Vice President Kamala Harris speak about reproductive rights in Maryland Monday.
Donald Trump thinks the government is in a better position to tell women what's in their best interest. But Joe Biden and I trust women.
The Biden campaign believes abortion rights will resonate with voters this November.
Good morning, Richmond!
And has organized dozens of events around the country to highlight the issue. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
While a CBS News poll shows Biden with a big lead over Trump when it comes to voters who say abortion rights is an important issue in their decision, the economy remains the #1 issue, and Trump leads Biden with those voters.
The Supreme Court is wading into the culture wars, agreeing to take up a case involving care for transgender youth. The High Court announced it will review the constitutionality of a Tennessee law banning gender-affirming care for transgender minors, such as puberty blockers and hormone therapy.
These are teens who identify as transgender who are saying, but if I didn't identify as transgender, then some of these treatments would be available to me. So this is a violation of the 14th Amendment Equal Protection Clause. You're treating similarly situated people differently, and you don't have a good enough reason to do so.
The outcome of the case could have a nationwide impact since more than 20 states have enacted laws restricting treatments for transgender youth in recent years. Arguments are set to take place in the fall.
Wisconsin's Attorney General is pushing back against a request to let disabled people vote electronically from home. Back in April, Disability Rights Wisconsin, as well as the League of Women Voters, filed a lawsuit demanding disabled people be allowed to cast absentee ballots electronically from home. They also wanted the judge hearing the case to issue a temporary injunction before the lawsuit is resolved to grant the accommodation for this November's presidential election. In a hearing, Attorney General Josh Call's attorneys argued that state election officials don't have enough time to train local clerks on the change before November. They also argued the move would create both security risks and confusion.
Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders rallying in La Crosse this weekend. According to the senator's website, he's hosting an event this Saturday at 11:30 a.m. at the UW La Crosse Student Union's Bluffs Room. The aim of the event is to, quote, rally our progressive movement here in Wisconsin. Sanders is an independent senator, but he caucuses with Democrats. The visit comes after Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren visited Madison today on behalf of the Biden-Harris campaign.
The Ultra Foundation held its second annual golf tournament at the golf club at Cedar Creek in Onalaska today. Golfers teed off at 10 this morning to raise funds for scholarships, teacher grants, and financial education platforms for local schools. Last year, the tournament raised more than $60,000, and organizers are hoping to exceed that amount today. One organizer says some of the scholarships will go to high school students who are saving for college.
College is a huge expense for students, and not everybody has the ability to save early or have parents help. FAFSA doesn't seem to be covering to make everything meet, so being able to offer the scholarships is great for our members and those in the community that we serve.
And the day concluded with a dinner reception and award ceremony.
The internet and other new technologies have made it easier to carry out home title fraud.
How you can protect your home from potential scammers.
They say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, they are correct.
Enjoy one of our tasty steak patty sandwiches paired with a $2 medium-iced coffee.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And your Ford dealer is the place to start. With a full lineup of vehicles and available powertrains. Get your ideal combination of power and capability with gas, hybrid, or all electric. But more important than the power you choose is what you choose to do with it.
Now, lease a new Ford Bronco for $369 a month for 36 months, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
At Driven to Clean, our goal is fast, efficient cleaning of your trash bins and dumpsters. Our high-powered wash system and autonomous trucks kill almost 99% of all bin bacteria, using 200-degree pressurized water to blast away germs and residue. We come the day after trash or recycling pickup for residential services and pre-schedule for commercial. Once completed, you'll have the cleanest bins around. Check out our plans and pricing at driventoclean.com.
Get an 11% rebate on everything now at Menards. Stay cool this summer with portable air conditioners from Velonis. They're easy to install and adjust and feature 3-in-1 comfort, meaning they cool, dehumidify, and ventilate. Pick one up for $177.99 after rebate. Transform your home with top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. Get this Whirlpool side-by-side refrigerator today for $11.98. Plus, get an 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards. This adorable shelter pet wants to meet you and your family today. The News 8 Now Pet of the Week is brought to you by
Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics.
We know there's many places you could go for local news, weather, and sports. But we're humbled and honored that you made News 8 Now your #1 choice. You expect more, and so do we. Thanks for watching.
This is you, one place to the next. One more thing to check off the list. But stopping for 30 minutes? Well, that's just not an option. So that's why there's this, the News 8000 app. All your local news, plus a little bit beyond. So take a break when you want to.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
The near auction of Elvis Presley's iconic Memphis home-turned tourist attraction made headlines recently as it was almost the victim of a real estate fraud scheme.
Experts say rental properties, vacation homes, and homes where the owners are deceased can be targets of this kind of theft. Michael Yoshida has more on how you can keep your property safe.
Elvis Presley's iconic Memphis home Graceland nearly auctioned off. A Tennessee judge stopping the attempted foreclosure sale after self-proclaimed scammers said they had a claim to the famous house using a scheme called home title fraud, which happens when scammers impersonate homeowners to refinance or sell a victim's property and then pocket the money.
It's a relatively easy scam for talented criminals.
Experts say the internet, along with new technologies and ways to create forgeries, have made this type of fraud easier to carry out. And often a lawsuit is needed to figure out who is the real owner.
To get to the end of a trial could be $150,000 and would probably take a year and a half, 2 years.
A time-consuming and costly process. So how to protect you and your home or properties? Attorney Terry Fox says the most important thing, get an enhanced title insurance policy when you buy the property or shortly after.
If you get it at closing, it's good for the end of time without any payment of any other premiums. Covers any type of fraud that happens after you buy it. You call the insurance company and file a claim, and then they take over.
Another thing, keep an eye on the deed to your property.
You can go online and check to see who the county thinks is the owner. You can check and see if there's been a purported transfer of title, if there's been a deed recorded.
In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Fox says, like most forms of identity theft, being aware and on the lookout for anything that seems off is going to be key.
Homeowners in the U.S. aren't the only ones struggling with an unaffordable housing market. Renters are also bearing the brunt of it.
A report from Harvard University's Joint Center for Housing Studies showed both homeowners and renters in recent years have become increasingly burdened by climbing housing costs.
The report indicates that nearly 1 in 4 households that own a home are now stretched worryingly thin, and the cost burdens are even worse for renters.
The report said while rents have been rising faster than incomes for decades, the pandemic-era surge in rent prices produced an unprecedented affordability crisis.
A spacewalk at the International Space Station was canceled today.
Why NASA scientists were concerned for the astronauts' safety.
And yeah, some might see a line of storms with damaging winds tonight, but everyone's going to see at least less of the humidity as we go into Tuesday and even cooler conditions for Wednesday. We'll time up the storms and see what the temperatures look like for Tuesday. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Your adventure starts here at Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls. We've got something for everyone. Explore hundreds of miles of off-road fun. Cap off the night with the crew by spinning up even more excitement. Or slow it down and relax. Just the two of you. Your adventure awaits, outdoors, indoors. Call or visit Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls today. Experience the difference. Trail Riders Package available.
At Toma Health, we're committed to delivering quality obstetric and newborn care for our community.
I'm Tim Larson.
I'm Samantha Larson, and this is our son Mac Larson, and we are from Sparta, Wisconsin. I feel like they really tried to set us up for success as first-time parents.
Toma Health offers the latest techniques in gynecology, prenatal care, obstetrics, and postpartum recovery.
I just felt so supported by all the nursing staff, the doctors, everybody. Toma Health, caring for our community.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience. and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get $3,500 purchase cash on select GMC Sierra models. Or get a total of $6,000 purchase allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle.
Visit your Best Choice GMC dealer today.
Celebrate Onalaska on Saturday, June 29th at Van Riper Park. Enjoy a fun-filled day of activities, food, and entertainment for the whole family. Events include a cornhole tournament and family fun zone with inflatable rides. Live music begins at 5:15 with Tabasco Cat, followed by Mason-Dixon Line at 6:30. Then the entertainment takes to the sky with the festival food salute to the 4th of July fireworks. Celebrate with us on June 29th in Van Riper Park in Onalaska.
No matter where I seat my guests, they seem to like the kitchen best. A kitchen's the heart of the home. It should be warm and welcoming. It should be attractive and functional. But it can be a real challenge unless you come here where you can meet with a designer, find all of the products that you need, and trust the project to our carpenters, plumbers, and electricians. For kitchens, bathrooms, and other home improvements, put your trust in the Board Store Home Improvements. Contact us today.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
See the stories you missed or watch them again on our YouTube page. Or find us at news8000.com. Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
Today's planned spacewalk is a no-go.
NASA officials called off the spacewalk because of a water leak in the cooling unit inside one of the astronauts' spacesuits. This happened just as they were transitioning to battery power right before they were to exit the International Space Station to do some maintenance. The 6.5-hour spacewalk was intended to remove a faulty electronics box from a communications antenna. NASA says the crew was not in danger at any point, and they're hoping to do another spacewalk on July 2nd before Boeing's Starliner is given the approval to undock and depart.
Back on Earth, SpaceX successfully launched a rocket carrying more Starlink internet satellites. The Falcon 9 rocket launched from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station to take 23 satellites into orbit. The rocket's first stage returned to Earth and landed on a drone ship in the Atlantic Ocean. This was the reusable rocket's 10th launch and landing. The launch was originally set for Memorial Day, but SpaceX was forced to postpone it.
Well, we have the potential for some showers tonight and a derecho. Let's send it over to Greg so he can explain exactly what that is.
Well, there's always a potential with a line of thunderstorms that have damaging winds to become a derecho, and that's when it extends over many hundreds of miles. Iowa had something similar maybe a couple years ago that leveled cornfields heading west to east. You can produce quite a bit of wind, maybe up to 100 miles per hour. We're not expecting that strong of one, but that is possible tonight. Some areas may see it. Some areas will not see anything. I'll show you that in a minute. Otherwise, less humid on Tuesday, a few showers, but overall the humidity will start dropping, especially in the afternoon. Cooler on Wednesday. That'll be the coolest day. We'll warm up a little bit, but it should still remain dry Thursday. We have more storms coming potentially Thursday night and Friday. Here's that little bit of line that continues to kind of sink south. And right now, just a special weather statement. They had some small pea-sized hail reported with this, so this line could continue and impact maybe La Crosse or areas to the south here over the next hour. Not expected to be severe right now, but that's what we're looking at short term. Otherwise, all the attention turns up to the north, and there's kind of two scenarios playing out with this line that'll develop here. I'll show you the faster solution one here. It develops a line basically about 10 just north of Minneapolis, swings it through Eau Claire. You can start seeing that shape right there, which indicates damaging wind threat as it begins to kind of bow out and heads southeastward. So that'll come through. Potentially, La Crosse will be on the southern edge of this, but actually getting hit with the winds. Sparta and other areas right after about 1:30. It'll then shove down into southwest Wisconsin. More as you go further east. Bosco, Viroqua will be right on the tail edge. That's about 3 o'clock. So the wind thing, it doesn't last too long, but the damaging wind with it could become pretty fast. Now there's some other ideas on that it may not quite be as far as southwest, and it may be slower. This solution brings that line coming through Eau Claire mainly about 1 to 1:30. Now the big difference is as it gets closer to La Crosse and areas to the east, it kind of scoots a little bit further east where it's the La Crosse. Sparta doesn't see as much, maybe a gust of wind, and that's about it. This solution then is 3 o'clock. Southwest Wisconsin may miss this entirely as it gets closer to about 4 to 5. So we'll keep an eye on how it evolves. But there is the potential, especially go further east and north, to see that line come through. Otherwise, tomorrow, just on and off cloud cover. We still got the front to kind of sit to the south. That'll turn the winds around to the north in the morning, but we'll still see a little bit of waves and some daytime heating. Might provide a little bit of a shower in the afternoon, especially as you go further south and southwest of La Crosse. Notice the temperatures. We're still going to get warm. The cooler air hasn't quite arrived, but in the afternoon, the humidity, the dew points will start falling, so it'll feel a little nicer. Still, we're going to have that shower continue maybe through the evening. Once again, just spotty showers with the front. Otherwise, Tuesday night and Wednesday should be fairly quiet, but we can't rule out a shower either. Now, for the Mississippi and the rivers, Mississippi is still going to go up to moderate flood stage. A lot of the other ones, the smaller ones, have started to actually crest and are starting to fall, but none of them should be above minor. To give you an idea right now, here's a flood watch. That's a flash flood in the background. All the other ones are just flood warnings. As you get closer to the Mississippi, those should crest here probably in the next today or earlier tomorrow. Otherwise, the ones further away, like Trempealeau, the Black, they've already, as you go further upstream, have actually crested and are starting to fall. So that's the good news, but the Mississippi does take longer. So there's your levels that we're expecting. Time frame later this week, all the way to Sunday, eventually downstream too. So it's going to take some time, and it's going to stay elevated even beyond that. So overall, as we look at the 8-day forecast, you can see there's the thunderstorms here coming for to this evening. We'll look at Wednesday and Thursday, fairly dry conditions. And as we go into Thursday night and Friday, another round of thunderstorms. We'll see if that could be strong or severe. And then the weekend, at least the second half of Saturday and Sunday, look quiet but cool. We could see temperatures in the mid-70s, which this time of year we should be in the low to mid-80s. So you'll definitely feel a difference there, but we have to get through tonight. Friday looks kind of busy too, and then next Monday, Tuesday looks busy also too.
Sure, but some pleasant days to look forward to.
Pleasant day. It's a nice pattern. We're not going to get hot, too cold either way, but we're going to kind of stay active too.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Well, he may not win Best in Show, but he did take a first prize in a California competition.
Yeah, the winner of this year's Ugliest Dog contest after the break.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Chevy Truck's advanced camera technology lets you see over, under, through. Up to 8 available cameras and 14 views, so you can focus on the view that really matters. Don't miss a thing. Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial, or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Beat the heat with the coldest prices around at Black River Furniture Outlet. Reimagine your living room with new upholstery. Choose from Ashley, Catnapper, Bestcraft, or Best Home Furnishings and find the perfect seat for you. Sleeper and easy sofas available. Stop in and upgrade your mattress to a new hybrid, foam, or cooling gel bed and sleep comfortable this summer. Get your deck outfitted with our new Poly Outdoor. Bottom prices on top quality fan back, rollback, and swivel gliders. Love seats, pub seats, and accent tables available. Celebrating 30 years of community and business. Black River Furniture Outlet, Black River Falls.
My husband and I have been married for 6 years. We now have 2 healthy kids. Ideally, we want one more, but I know that it comes with a great risk. Like a lot of families, we experienced a couple miscarriages. I saw firsthand the treatment I received when I had my miscarriages before and after Roe was overturned. And it is infuriating. Going through a miscarriage without access to any type of reproductive health care is so scary. The pain was unbearable. I was losing so much blood, and doctors were afraid to give me the care that I needed. This was standard medical care for over 50 years, and overnight, it just vanished. What we're seeing here in Louisiana is a direct result of Donald Trump overturning Roe v. Wade. First it was Roe v. Wade, then it was IVF, and next it will be birth control. Donald Trump is going to pass a national abortion ban if he's elected again. This has to stop, and that's why I'm so adamant about supporting President Biden.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
See the stories you missed or watch them again on our YouTube page. Or find us at news8000.com. You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
His name is Wild Thing, and he's now the world's ugliest dog.
Yeah, that's him right there. He's kind of cute, actually. The California contest judges dogs on their looks and extracurricular activities. The 8-year-old Pekingese from Bend, Oregon had to compete 5 different times before winning the title.
When he was a puppy, Wild Thing got distemper, causing his teeth to grow in improperly. Wild Thing has used his Instagram account to raise money for his fellow Pekingese in Ukraine.
The money has been used to rescue 7 dogs so far and rehome them with families in the U.S. and Canada. The top 3 winners of the Ugliest Dog contest received $10,000 total, sponsored by Mug Root Beer.
Very nice.
Well, I'm glad that he's bringing awareness and raising money for a good cause, helping out these dogs.
That's one of the things you hear about this competition and go, oh man, I feel bad for the dog, because they're like probably intentionally like looking unkempt a little bit.
Yeah, but he's getting all this attention, getting all this money, helping out other dogs.
Helping out others, especially in a war-torn place like Ukraine.
Absolutely, yeah.
Definitely impactful.
Yeah, okay. Well, congratulations, Wild Thing. All right, we'll have another look at tonight's forecast after the break.
At Sealands Carpetland, your family comes first. We're more than just a flooring store. We're your partners in creating a home that lasts a lifetime. Discover a world of comfort and durability with our huge selection. Whether it's cozy carpeting for your living room, timeless hardwood for a classic touch, or versatile tiles that stand up to the hustle and bustle of family life. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. Our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
Your journey to wellness begins at Vernon Memorial Healthcare, where excellence in orthopedic care is a reality. From initial consultation to post-operative recovery, every step of the way is tailored to you. The numerous awards for orthopedic services are a testament to our entire team's skill and dedication. Your path to wellness is paved with our unwavering support and expertise. Trust us for a brighter, more active tomorrow. Vernon Memorial Healthcare.
Ram is built to serve, and you'll find the Ram you're looking for at Pischke Motors in West Salem or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
Make this the summer with a Ram 1500. Stop into Pischke Motors now during our last call to see our great selection. These 2024 Ram 1500s are on clearance. Great prices. Get them before they're gone. With unparalleled durability, towing, hauling, Ram's 1500 has you covered. Hurry in. This offer ends June 30th.
Start your search at Pischke.com and then drive away in your new Ram.
It's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Paint.
Senator Baldwin says I'm not from Wisconsin. But this was my childhood home. Graduated East High. Became a Badger in '86, where I've had my company for over 20 years.
And this is where we live. It's our family home.
I'm a 4th-generation Wisconsinite. It made me who I am. If Senator Baldwin's not going to be honest with you about where I'm from, what makes you think she'll be honest with you about anything? I'm Eric Hovde, and I approve this message.
Now, the main threat overnight is that damaging wind potential. It looks like I-94, or at least I-90 eastward. That's the main threat with that. We are monitoring a little bit of a line of thunderstorms right now. They're going to head just south of La Crosse. That does have a hail threat. Pea-size, maybe a little bigger. We'll keep an eye on those as they head just south of La Crosse, it looks like, into Vernon County here over the next couple hours. Otherwise, once the storms end later tonight, should be really mainly good conditions. Still mid-80s tomorrow, a few showers potentially in the afternoon, and then much drier as we go into Wednesday and cooler.
All right. Thanks for joining us tonight at 5.
We'll see you at 6.